right, so today we need to finish lesson 4-3. So this is lesson 4-3, write algebraic expressions, part 2. So for example 2, we have write one-step algebraic expressions. Now, when we write algebraic expressions, we're going to define a variable. Okay, we're going to look at the math of the situation. Then we're going to define a variable. And then we're going to write the phrase as an algebraic expression. So when we are defining a variable, that's your first step. Okay? Define a variable. When you define a variable, that means we want to identify the unknown. What is it that you don't know? Okay, so here we have $10 more than Anthony earned. You can just write down, for this problem, you can write down the red. $10 more than Anthony earned. So what is it that we don't know in this situation? $10 more than Anthony earned. What do we not know? We don't know how much Anthony had, right? Anthony earned. So that is our unknown. Okay? So we want to define a variable. What do you want to use? You want to use A for Anthony? Okay, A for Anthony. So once we have defined our unknown, then we're going to look at the rest of the problem to see what words tell me the operation. So what words tell me the operation here? More. So here, $10 more than, that tells me I'm going to do what? What operation? We're going to add. Very good. So we're going to add 10. Is everybody with me? So now we can write our expression. So here, this is A plus 10. And that's it. The way that you show your work on a problem like this is you write the original phrase, you will write the original problem, you circle your unknown and define a variable. So there we're saying Anthony is A. And then you look at the rest of the problem and then you say, point to the words that tell you the operation. So here, this is telling us to add 10. So this part in blue is the work. And then your final answer is A plus 10. All right, so here we want to define our variable to represent the unknown and then write 4 points fewer than the Bulldogs scored as an algebraic expression. So step 1 is to define our variable. What is it that we don't know? Good. We don't know what the Bulldogs scored. So there is our unknown. That's going to be our variable. What do you want to use? B for Bulldogs? Okay. So now, you guys, when you write your B, please make sure, see how I'm doing mine like a cursive curly Q thing here? I'm doing a letter B. Please make sure your B does not look like a 6. Is everybody clear with that? Make sure your B does not look like a 6. And again, you cannot do a capital B because that means something else. Okay? All right. Now, let's go back to the words and identify the operation. 4 points fewer than B. What words tell me the operation? Fewer. Very good. And we want 4 points fewer. So are we going to add or subtract or multiply or divide? Subtract. Very good. So we're going to subtract, and we're subtracting 4. Is everybody with me? All right. So the expression that we're going to come up with is B minus 4. So here we're looking at twice as many books as Mary has. What is it that we don't know? We don't know how many books Mary has, right? So what do we want to use for our variable? M? Okay, M for Mary. And what are the words that tell me the operation? Twice as many, right? What does twice as many mean? Multiply. And specifically multiply by what?
2.
Very good. Multiply by 2. Make sure you write down that. That's the word. So how do I write twice as many books as Mary has? 2 times M. Very good. So you can write 2 times M, right? Now, in algebra, remember the coefficient is the number in front of the variable. And when we write it without that multiplication symbol. Okay? We can leave this out. Leave out. So here we write 2M. Is everybody clear with that? So either way is fine. This one is better. So here we want to write half the number of feet, and we want to write that as an algebraic expression. So what is it that we don't know in this situation? We don't know the number of feet. So what do you want to use for your variable? Okay, let's use F for feet. What words tell me the operation? Half. How do what does half tell me? Okay, so we want to divide by what? Very good. We're going to divide by 2. Divide by 2. Now, half the number, also you can show that using multiplication. You can also multiply, so or multiply, or multiplied by 1/2. Make sure you write this down. Or multiplied by 1/2. So we could say the number of feet split in half or divided by 2, or we can write 1/2 times F for feet. Okay, and let me show you why we can do that. So here, doesn't 1/2 times F, doesn't that also mean 1/2 times F over 1? Doesn't that mean the same thing? So if I multiply straight across, I'm going to get F over 2. Does everybody see that's the same thing? So for example 3, we want to write a 2-step algebraic expression. Okay? It says 2-step algebraic expressions contain 2 different operations. Okay? 2-step, make sure you write this down, 2-step expressions contain 2 different operations. Okay? Now, to translate a verbal phrase into an algebraic expression, we already did this, and these are the 3 steps. First step is to describe the mathematics of the problem. Okay? Tell what happens in words. Okay? The second step is to define a variable. What is the unknown? And then the third step is to translate the words into an algebraic expression. Let's take a look at our first example. Here we have 5 less than 3 times the number of points. So the first thing we want to do is we want to describe the mathematics of the problem. So here, 5 less than 3 times the number of points. What operations are we doing? All right, so now we want to define the variable. What is it that we don't know? Right, we don't know the number of points. So what do we want to use for our variable? Okay, P for points. Now, let's take a look to see what words tell us the operations. What words tell us the operations? So times here, 3 times specifically, right? So here we're going to multiply times 3. This is how we show our work. What else? What other operations are we doing here? What operation is that? Very good. So 5 less than, that means we are subtracting. And we're subtracting, more specifically, we're subtracting 5. So subtract 5. Okay? So now we can put all of this together in an algebraic expression. So, what do you think we could write? When you are writing your algebraic expression, you need to follow, your order of operations. So follow PEMDAS. So with what we have here, we're going to do the multiplication first, and then we're going to do the subtraction second. Is everybody clear with that? So the expression that we're going to write is the multiplication first. So multiply times 3. So that's going to be 3p, 3 times p. And then we want 5 less than that. We want to subtract 5 minus 5. All right, example 2b says 2 less than 1/3 of the points that the Panthers scored. What is it that we don't know? Very good. We don't know how many points the Panthers scored. So that's our unknown. What do you want to use for your variable? P. Okay, P for Panthers? All right, P for Panthers. Now, let's take a look at the words that tell us the operation. Okay? So 2 less than means that we are going to what? Subtract 2, right? Subtract 2. What else is in there? 1/3 of. 1/3 of. What operation is that? Okay, so here we've got 1/3 of, put that in orange. So 1/3 of, that tells us we're going to multiply because of means multiply, right? So we're going to multiply times, multiply by 1/3. So what are we going to do first? We're going to do the multiplication first. Very good. So we're going to multiply 1/3 times the number of points. So 1/3 times P. And then what are we going to do with that? Subtract 2. So now minus 2. Is everybody clear? And just like what you said, multiplying times 1/3 is the same thing as dividing by 3. Very good. So you could write P divided by 3 minus 2. This means the same thing. Is everybody clear? The only reason I would choose the first is because of the word of, because that means multiply. All right, take a minute and a half to do this one with your table partners. All right, so $3.50 more than 1/2 the cost of a pretzel. What is it that we don't know? We don't know the cost of the pretzel. And what do you want to use for your variable? P for pretzel. Okay, P for pretzel. What words tell me the operations? More than. Okay, so more than tells me that we want to add, right? We want to add $3.50. And what else tells us an operation there? 1/2 1/2 tells us 1/2 of the cost. So that's going to be, you can divide here, yep. Or we can multiply. Very good. Divide, oops, divide by 2. We can divide by 2. Or multiply by 1/2. Very good. All right. So what are we going to start with? Do we want to start with multiply or add? You start with multiply because of PEMDAS, right? So let's do the divide by 2 first. So we have P divided by 2, and then we're going to add the $3.50. So plus $3.50. Okay? Or you could write 1/2 times P plus $3.50. So example 4 is translate algebraic expressions. So here it says you can write real-world situations that could represent an algebraic expression. Okay? So here's the algebraic expression, 8.5. Here's the algebraic expression, 8.5 H plus 10. Okay? Now, the situation that goes with that could be the last time Tyler babysat for his neighbors, he earned $8.50 per hour plus a $10 tip. So here, per means multiply, yep, multiply, and plus means we're going to add. Is everybody clear with that? So when we put it all together, we have the $8.50 times the number of hours. We don't know how many hours. That's my question mark. That's my variable. And then we're going to add a $10 tip. All right, so with your table partner, I would like for you to write a situation for 3n minus 5. So for this one, we can say that, let's just make something up. Let's say that so this one we can say Karen has 5 fewer pounds of strawberries than 3 times as many as Rob. So the thing that we don't know is how many pounds of strawberries Rob has. Okay, so that, in our problem, we could change that to R if we wanted to, but that's our N. Okay, then we've got 5 fewer. That means that we're going to subtract 5. Minus 5. And then we have, let's see here, 3 times as many. So 3 times as many, of course, means multiply. So we're going to multiply by 3. And we're multiplying 3 times the number that Rob has. So there's a 3n minus the 5.